Students, today we are going to start company. In our last class, we have completed partnership, in which the number of members in the partnership business were minimum 2, and the maximum was 20 and 10 in case of the banking concern. So the partners, they contribute the capital in the business. Now today we are doing the company. In this company is a very giant business compared to the sole proprietorship partnership form of business. Is a very huge, very giant, because the partnership business was small in size, so it was not capable to supply the requirement of the consumers in the market. So hence we required a little giant, huge business than the partnership. So a company came into existence, in which it is a company where there are it is an association of many people who contribute their money by purchasing the shares of the company. They invest the money in the share of the company, and those who buy the shares of the company, they are called as shareholders. And these shareholders, they get in return, they get a profit which is called as a dividend. The shareholders, they get a dividend. So from the company, that's a return. That dividend is a part of the profit declared to the shareholders in the form of dividend. And these shareholders, they are the owner of the company. So they are the owner of the company. They are called as shareholders. They contribute the capital in the company by purchasing the shares of the company. So in this way, Janishta company, so it's a voluntary association of an individual for earning the profit. So this is a voluntary association of a people. Voluntarily means people are coming by their own wish, by their own desire, by their own willingly they are coming and buying the shares of the company. They purchase the share of the company by their own wish, and they become the shareholders of the company. So in return, they get a dividend from the company. So in this way, these shareholders are the owner of the company, and the company is run, managed by the board of directors. Individually it's called director, and combined it's called as board of directors. So this board of directors are the brain of the company. They have the full power, they have the full control managing the company. So they are called as a brain of the company, because they manage the day-to-day affairs of the company. So in this way, this company are run by the directors, and these directors, they are collectively known as a board of directors, and this board of directors are elected by the shareholders through the voting system. So this is the meaning of a company. If you see the definition of a company, there are many definitions given here. So company is a voluntary association of a common people who buy the shares of the company, so for the profit. Company is an artificial person created by a law, having a separate legal entity with a perpetual succession and a common seal. This is also the definition of a company. It's a common definition. So a company is an artificial person created by a law, having a separate legal entity with a perpetual succession and a common seal. So with this, we can also now start the features of the company. So in the company is a separate legal entity. So first feature, so there are many features of the company. Company features a separate legal existence. So company separate legal existence. A company has a distinct legal existence independent of its member. So a company has a distinct legal entity independent of its member. It can own property, make contract and file suit in its own name. So shareholders are not the joint owner of the company's property. So it means that company has a separate legal existence. Company is a distinct legal entity. Company is separate. Those shareholders are the owner. But company exists a separate existence. Legal separate legal existence. That means by the law, legal. So company has a separate legal existence. That means company, as according to the law, company is separated from the owner. It has separate existence because it has its own name. It has its own property. Every property of the company belongs to the company, not any shareholders. Shareholders are the owner, but the property of the company does not belong to the owner. Company can file a case to anyone, and any outsiders can also file a case to the company. So that means company can make a contract with anyone. Company can make a contract with any outsiders. Company can file a case with any other party. Outsiders also can file a case to the company. So in this way, a shareholders cannot be held liable for the act of the company. If a company has done anything wrong, the shareholders, the owner, they are not liable to pay that debt. So because company has a separate legal existence. So a creditor of the company is not the debt of its member. So a creditor of the company is not a creditor of the member. That means that if company has to pay to anyone, the shareholders, the members are not liable to pay that. Company has to pay that because company is a separate legal existence. It is a separate legal body, which is distinct from its member. It has its own name. It has its own property. It can file a case to anyone. It can file a case to anyone. Any outsiders can file a legal case to the company. Company can make a contract with any outsiders. So that's why this is the separate legal existence. And there is perpetual succession. Perpetual succession means company goes forever. The life of the company is permanent. The life of the company is permanent. Perpetual succession means continued existence. A company is created by law, and only law can bring the company to its end. Only law can stop or bring end to its existence. No one can close the company. Company can be closed only by the law. The life does not depend on the life of the members. The members may come. The members may go out of the company. Many members, new members comes every day. Many members leave the company. Many members comes and go. But the company goes forever. So the existence, it continue to exist even if all the members die. It is said that if all the members die, then also company remains its existence. Company continues its existence even if all the members die. So members come and go, but companies goes forever. So this is because company is created by law. Only law can close the company. No one can close the company. So next feature is limited liability. Liability risks. A company has a separate legal entity, as I already said in the first topic only, that company has a separate legal existence. Its member cannot be held liable. No shareholders, no owner is liable to pay the debt of the company, because that is the debt of the company. Company has to pay. Shareholders are the owner, but the owners will not pay that. The liability of every member is limited up to the nominal value of the shares purchased by them. Nominal value of the shares held by the shareholders. If I am a shareholder, if I have purchased 1000 rupees shares, my debt is only 1000. If I purchase rupees 1 lakh shares, my liability is only 1 lakh. How much share an individual possesses, the liability of that individual shareholder is that much only. How much share he possesses. If a man purchases 2 lakhs rupees share, his liability is 2 lakhs only, not more than 2 lakhs. His risk is only 2 lakhs. If another man has purchased 50,000 rupees share, his liability, his risk is only 50,000, not more than 50,000. If one man has purchased rupees 10,000 shares, his liability is only rupees 10,000, not more than that. That means limited liability. The liability of each and every member is limited up to the value of the share held by an individual, not more than that. That's why the liability of the company is limited liability. Next feature, transferability of shares. The capital of the company is divided into number of units. Each unit is called as a share, and these shares are issued in the market. Those who buy the share of the company, they are called as a shareholder. And these shares are transferable. But this transferable means but it is only in case of the public limited company. In public limited company, the shareholders can sell his share to any party, any outsiders. If he like to come, he can buy the shares and become the shareholders. If he do not like to continue, he can sell the share to any outsiders and go out of the company. Shares are freely transferable. If I have a shares, I can give to anyone. I can sell my share to anyone. But these shares are freely transferable. One can give the share to any outsiders. But this is only in the case of public limited company, not in private limited company. Only in the public limited company, the shares are freely transferable. Next feature is common seal. Common seal, as I said, company is an artificial legal entity. Company is an artificial legal person. Company is a separate individual, separate entity. It is a separate body, but it is artificial. So it has a common seal. A seal is made where the name of the company is engraved, and this seal is used in all the official document of the company to make it valid. That means this seal is a substitute of the signature of the company. Since company is an artificial legal person, company do not have their hand to sign. So company will sign company's signature. This common seal is the signature of the company, and this seal is used in all the official document of the company to make it valid. And this seal is under the custody of the directors. So this is a common seal. This seal is used. The name of the company is engraved in the seal, and this seal acts as a substitute of signature of the company. So in all the official document of the company, these seals are required. And the next, separation of ownership and control. Separation of ownership and control. Members have no right to participate directly to the day-to-day management of the company. Those shareholders are the owner of the company. They are the member of the company, but they do not have the right to control the day-to-day affairs of the company. Day-to-day management of the company, shareholders do not have the right. Though they are the owner of the company, they are the member of the company, the shareholders do not have any right. That means who controls the company? The company is controlled by directors, and these directors are collectively called as a board of directors. At first only I said that these directors are the brain of the company. They hold the supreme power in the company. So these directors control the company. Though the shareholders are the owner of the company, but they are separate from the control. The directors control the company. They take all the decisions of the company. They protect it in every resources of the company. They manage the resources of the company. They manage the day-to-day affairs of the company. So this company are run by the, controlled by the directors. These directors are elected by the voting system. So in this way, these directors hold the supreme power and they control by the company. They control the company. This is the separation of ownership and control. Shareholders are there, but shareholders are far away from the company. There is a gap. There is a distinct between shareholder and company. This is a company, this is shareholders. Shareholders are the owner, but owner do not have the control in the company. The company is controlled by the directors who hold the supreme power in the company, not by the shareholders, not by the owner of the company. Though they are the owner, but they do not have the power in the company. Who hold the supreme power? The directors. The directors run the company. That's why there is a separation of ownership and control. So next one. So voluntary association. A joint company is a voluntary association. Voluntarily means willingly. Is association of many people. They join together in the company willingly by their own wish. No one is forcing them. No one is dragging them to join the company by force. People are coming and joining the company by purchasing the share of the company. People invest the money in the company by buying the shares of the company by their own will, own wish. No one is forcing them. So if they like, they buy the share of the company and become the shareholders of the company, the owner of the company. So that's why members of the company can join and leave. Anytime they can join by buying the share of the company. Anyone they can leave the company by selling their shares to the company. So member of the company can join it and leave at their own free will. They are free to take any decision. Whenever they like to come, they can buy the share and enter the company. Whenever they like to go out, they can sell the share of the company and they can go out. So company, this is a voluntary association. Company is a voluntary association. Next is artificial legal person. A company is an artificial person created by a law. So as I said, company is just like an artificial legal person. Company is a separate body, separate entity. Company is a separate entity. It has a separate legal existence. That means it has its own name. It has its own bank balance. It has its own assets. It has its own liability. It can file a case to any outsiders. Any outsiders can file a case to anyone, any company. Company can make a contract. Company can make a contract to any outsiders. That means this company is also like a person. It has its own name. It has its own bank balance. It has its own assets. It has its own liability. It can make a contract to anyone. That means this company is just like a person. It has its own name, own assets, own liabilities. It can make a contract to anyone. It can file a case to anyone. That means this company is just like a person, but since it cannot breathe, it cannot laugh, so we can say company is an artificial legal person. Company is a person, but what type of person? Company is an artificial legal person. And it is created by law. Law gives birth to the company. Law has given birth to the company. So this is an artificial legal person. A company is an artificial person created by a law. How it is created by a law? That means after the as soon as the company is registered, registration is must. As soon as it is registered by the law, company takes birth. When company takes birth as soon as it is registered. Registration is must. Company takes the birth after the registration. So law has given birth to the company. So company is an artificial person created by a law. So it exists only in the law. So in this way, company can enter into any contract. It owns property in its own name. Whose car is this? This is company's car. Whose bus is this? This is company's bus. We say like this. Whose building is this? This building belongs to company. Then company's building, company's bank balance, company's company's car, company's bus, company's building, company's land. So all these properties belongs to company. That means see, company is also like a person. So, but it is an artificial legal person. So, but it does not take birth just like a natural, like us. It comes into existence by the law after the registration only. Only law can give the birth. So law has given birth to the company. So this is it, but it is not. It does not take birth like a natural person, and it has no physical body as like a natural human being. Physical, just like the company is not like that. It is an artificial legal person. It has no physical body of it like a natural human being. But it is an artificial legal person because it is created by a law. That's why it is artificial. It's a legal person. Legal means because it is created by the law. This is the feature of the company. Corporate finance. The share capital of the company is divided. The total capital of the company is divided into number of shares. The total capital of the company is divided in number of shares. Each part is called share, and these shares are issued in the market, sold in the market. The people, the investors, those who want to invest in the company, those who want to buy the share of the company, they buy the shares of the company. They are the investor of the company. They are the investor of the company. They are called as shareholders of the company. So these people, the people buy the share of the company, and they become the owner of the company. They invest the money by buying the share of the company. So this is called as corporate finance. The share capital of the company is divided into the large number of shares of a small value. These shares are purchased by a large number of people from the different walk of life. Different people from the market, they buy the shares. Different people, they buy the share, and it becomes a corporate finance because the share capital is collected from the large number of people from the market, from the whole India. It may be the resident of outsiders also. They buy the share. Many large number of people, they buy the share of the company, and they become the shareholders. And that is company collect the capital from the large number of people by selling its shares. So this is known as corporate finance. So statutory regulation and control. Government exercises control through the company's law over the management of the joint stock company. So government also exercises control. Though the company has its own regulation, company law is there. Company law controls the company. Company has to go follow the company law. But government also gives their control in the joint stock company because they collect collect funds from the large number of people. So where the public money are misappropriated, misutilized or not, company also exercise control in the company. So a company is required to comply several legal formalities. In this way, company has to follow several legal formalities. They have to follow the company law board. They have to follow the law of the government. They have to follow the law of their company law also. They have to follow the law of the government also. So several documents are required in the company. So for the registration purpose also. So it is not easy to form the company. So these are the features of the joint stock company. So this much for today. Joint stock company, meaning and features of joint stock company. So I hope you have understood the meaning and features of the company. Next time we will do the merits and demerits of the joint stock company. So today this much for you. Thank you.